Rock and roll, I hear it pays well. Kick it. Hey, thanks for checking out this video. Thanks for all the new subs and everyone that watched that last Kiss video. I think at the time of filming this, it is at 60,000 views, which is way more than I'm used to. I've been trying to keep up with all the comments and stuff, trying to comment back on everyone. I really appreciate everyone commenting and liking the video. Of course, comments range from, so glad you had a fun time, thanks for sharing that with, to, you're an idiot. Well, yeah, whatever. So this video, I'm going to go with some top 5 lists. Who's the richest rock band, and rock stars, and all that kind of stuff. Can't talk about Gene, Paul, and Kiss without talking about money, of course. They're going to be leaving their human selves to become avatars in the computer world. The graphics kind of look like their comic book, like Psycho Circus. They said they hired like state-of-the-art team, but I don't know. Kind of looked a little vintage, let's say, Avatar looking, but hopefully everything works out. Hey, it's all fun. It's just rock and roll. You can't take any stuff seriously. I finally did get my picture from the Kiss VIP thing. I'll put that up on the screen. So yes, I do look a little like a Oompa Loompa next to the guys, but I was smiling and going like this, so it was pretty cool. I noticed in the line past me, like I showed in that last video, Chips Enough was there, and I also looked at some other pictures and figured Charlie Benante, from drummer from Anthrax, was also in that line, so it was cool. Everyone was happy with Kiss that night. So we'll get through some top 5 lists, and I'll show you some newest CDs and records I bought for the old Funhouse here. So the top 5 selling rock bands, and this is actual material, so like CDs and LPs and streams and all the new age stuff that how kids listen to music today. Number 5 was Pink Floyd at about 130 million units sold. Not too shabby. Number 4 was Led Zeppelin. I was surprised that Led Zeppelin beat Pink Floyd, actually. They're about 140 million units, according to a few of the websites I checked out. Number 3, this was also kind of a shocking thing, Queen, about 150 million units. I thought Queen was interesting because I wonder if Queen would have had that many units before their kind of movie they made about the band, because that really turned so many kids onto Queen, even though it really wasn't the true story of Queen, but unbelievable. So good for Queen. Number 2 is a band that I've never really liked, but they always are constantly played on classic rock radio. It's the Eagles. And number 1, of course, you know, when you talk about top-selling rock bands of all time, the Beatles, of course. And they're a band that I didn't really get into until I was in like my mid-20s. They were oversaturated, I think, and overhyped, and it really took me a while to start appreciating their stuff. But more about them as I go on. So that's the top 5 selling rock bands. If you include artists with it, so people who also go solo, number 1 is still the Beatles, but number 2 is Elvis Presley, number 3 is Michael Jackson, number 4 is Elton John, and number 5 is Queen. So Queen gets pushed back to number 5, which actually doesn't make sense, because shouldn't the Eagles be? I don't know. It's the internet. Fact checking on the internet is always interesting. So the most recognized symbols I thought was kind of cool in the rock and roll world. Number 5 is AC/DC, and of course, you know, their font and the AC bolt, DC, obviously it's iconic. Number 4 was the Beatles, you know, their simple logo. Number 3 was Queen. Again, like, yeah, probably because after the movie they're so hyped, it's pitiful. Number 2 is Pink Floyd, and of course that, you show that. And that's what's pretty cool, is like when you've transcended, your group is so big that you can just, you know, you don't need a logo with your band name on it. You can just pretty much have a symbol, and people go, oh yeah, that's that band. I mean, Kiss has a great logo, of course, but yeah, when you're Pink Floyd, you just throw up a little triangle there and a little rainbow shooting through it, a little prism action. People think Pink Floyd. Good for them, man. Marketing 101, I guess. And number 1, yeah, the Lips, iconic, have them here. Rolling Stones, so that's cool. Real quick, we'll go through the richest rock stars that are alive. Number 10 was Gene Simmons, but the top 5, we're going with Sting, worth about $540 million, not bad. The way it works is if you're in a band, if you write the songs, you usually get more of a chunk of change. Some groups split everything equal, but a lot of bands, you write the songs, your name is on that song, you get those royalties, you earn a lot more than the other people in the band. So Sting obviously earned a lot more than the other 2 guys in the Police. Elton John, $550 million worth. Bruce Springsteen, $650 million, where he's written a lot of songs for other people as well. That's where the cash is. U2's Bono is up there. It's about $700 million. I found that interesting. So I didn't think he would be up that high. I mean, the group has been around forever. Like him or not, U2's been around forever and consistently hit the charts with their releases. So, and at number one, 1.2 billion is Paul McCartney. Now, I heard Taylor Swift. I do have one of her CDs because it's signed. She would sign like a certain amount of CDs and hand them to the stores. Not my type of music, but as an artist, I think she's trying to do the right thing. But anyway, I think she's worth like $1 billion. I mean, it's crazy. You start a band or you're an artist and you try to get signed, and I mean, is it in your head ever like, I'm going to make $1 billion doing this? It's crazy. So let's get into some new music that I've bought for the Funhouse. If you just watch this channel for the first time, I collect a lot of records to the point where I have them on the floor now in some areas. So I do need to purge about 200 albums out of this collection, put them on my eBay or bring them into a store for store credit and hope for the best. But like I said, Chip Z'Nuff was in that line. This is Chip when he was a little younger here. This is from 1993. This is their third album, Human Intelligence, Animals with Human Intelligence. This is a repressing that just came out on vinyl, because when it came out, it's pretty much CD only in 93. Right By Your Side was probably a single that people may have heard. But yeah, this is their third album. Their first two are really good. Third one's great too. I haven't opened it up yet, but it's on splatter vinyl. Enough's enough. Good pop rock, pop heavy metal band. Good stuff. This I bought because I heard, and I saw this when I went to Black Friday Record Store Day, and I just was like, I don't know this, because I only saw like this part of the album. And then I heard that this is a Bon Scott project. Bon Scott, love. My favorite AC/DC album is Porridge. Great vocalist, just great frontman all around. Love Bon Scott. I think this is more of like a hippier sound from 1970, 1973. He recorded a bunch of songs. I do have his other band that I think was even prior to this, Valentino, something like that. And then he was this, and then he was AC/DC, of course. But yeah. Anxious to spin this. Haven't opened that and played that yet. I have so many things to play that I haven't even opened some stuff yet. Screech Weasel, if you're new to the channel, you know I do a lot of punk stuff, especially a lot of Chicago punk stuff. One of my favorite Chicago punk bands, one of my favorite like pop punk, snotty punk bands, is Screech Weasel. This came out in 95, I want to say originally. It was a CD. And it was kind of all their early stuff that you would get on 7-inches, or like released on compilations. So they all kind of put it all for like one CD, killed the musicians, and then just like weeks ago, they finally put it on vinyl. Really happy to have the red vinyl version. There's a few color versions of that. Smith's band that I got into when I started getting to alternative music, 89, 90, 91, I had to like the Smiths, so I missed out on their original run. Of course, this first one is from 84, and their last one is from 87. Of course, these are reissues. They're not originals, but yeah, I mean, the like haunting guitar sound and the vocals, and yeah, Smiths, man, it's good stuff. Last but not least for vinyl, a little shameless plug, but Ramons Core Brigade. This is the volume 3 of Ramons Core, and let me show you the vinyl real fast. Kapow! I think it comes like in 4 color variants, but just look at that. It's like a crayon exploded. It's beautiful. The reason why I'm really happy with this, so the band I'm currently in, Space Age Zeros, we released the EP that was CD and streaming only, but we gave them one song off the EP called Alley with an I, and it's on this vinyl compilation. So this is the first time we're on vinyl for that. But I'll tell you, even if I wasn't a small part of this compilation, I would still be really, really happy. It's got the Guitar Army with a song called Drop the Gloves. Any songs about hockey is a hit with me. The Putts. I mean, it's just got a lot of, obviously with the Ramons Core being the theme of the album, it's a lot of like Ramones type punk rock. Just, you just need a few minutes to tell your story, and it's a beautiful story, and it sounds great. So these are available. If you do a Google search for Ramones Brigade Volume 3, a few album labels combined, put this stuff out. So it's good stuff. Let's go to CDs. Yes, I still collect CDs. Johnny Z, the CD guy, love that channel. He actually watched my last Kiss video. View from the Cheap Seats, he watched my last videos. It's great. I mean, 60,000 views. I usually get like 200 views and I'm happy. Like, wow, it's 200 views. Let's work on another video. 60,000, that's crazy. Alcatraz. This is their 4th album. The band has really spread out releases. You probably know Alcatraz from Hiroshima Mon Amour, which had Yngwie J. Malmsteen on it. Of course, singing is Grant Bonnet. This came out in 2020. This is their latest one. It's the first one after a long wait from '86. Was their 3rd album. This is their 4th one, 2020. Alcatraz, Born Innocent. And I gotta say, it's good. A lot of these bands that were around like 70s or 80s, and then they kind of, time goes by really fast and they come out with like something new. Your expectations are usually low, let's be honest, because you're thinking, they're older. But this would fit right in with the early releases for sure. It sounds great. It's a lot of songs, so you don't have to listen to it all at once. Maybe listen to it, have a taco, have a beer, and then come back, listen to the other half. The guitar player sounds like he's a really talented guitar player. Graham sounds great singing, so for sure, if you're a fan of heavy metal and you've heard of Alcatraz before, realize that this one is out. It's good stuff. I was at an estate sale today, picked this up. The Beatles, it's their 5th album from 1965. This is probably the first album that I would say I liked from them. The early stuff, I Want to Hold Your Hand, so I just didn't like it, and it's not my style. But from here on in, they started getting a little more craftier with their songwriting skills, and it's really great stuff from here on in, obviously. So this is their 5th album from 1965, Help. I finally have it on CD. I don't think I have it on vinyl. I only have a few of their stuff on vinyl. Certain bands you hear so much on classic rock radio, there's no reason to buy their stuff because it's like, my favorite band, or one of, usually my top 2. It usually goes Cheap Trick or Rush. Cheap Trick or Rush. Rush or Cheap Trick. Ask me Tuesday, I might say Cheap Trick. Ask me Wednesday, I might say Rush. I don't know. This is their 20th album from 2021. This has got a lot of good songs. This is In Another World. I've had this on vinyl the week it came out, but there was no code, I don't think, with the vinyl, so I couldn't get the songs. I like to buy CDs because I could put this stuff on my iTunes, put it in the hard drive computer, and boom, I have it on an external drive so I can play it. But yeah, so 2021, if you like old Cheap Trick and good classic Cheap Trick, this is a pretty close return to that. Really great songs. The singer, Robin Zander, is probably my favorite rock vocalist. They sound great in it. That's Cheap Trick. LA Guns band, we've all heard of from way back in the heavy metal years. Headbangers Ball, watching LA Guns. It's a shame about Jane. This is their 8th album from 2002. It's got Tracy Guns on it, and then he left for a long time. It's got, of course, Phil Lewis singing, and Stephen Riley, who just sadly passed away. I enjoyed his playing in Wasp. He was obviously in the band during this time too. So Steve Riley on drums here. From 2002, this is their 8th album, and I liked it. I had listened to it a little more to get into all the songs, but I spun it played it once through, and I liked more of the songs that I didn't like. So again, when these heavy metal bands that you knew from way back when put out stuff, it's 2002, so it's not recent, but I always set the bar a little lower. Lillian X, another metal band that's still together. This band really never dropped out. They kept putting stuff out. I have their first 2 albums on vinyl, I believe, and it's really good stuff. It's really like pop heavy metal, kind of good sing-along stuff. This is their 5th album from 1999. Fields of Yesterday, really groovy color there. And it was good stuff. The guy's a good singer, he's got a catchy voice, so if you liked old Lillian Axe, then you'll probably enjoy this too. This is 23 years old now, but yeah, good Lillian Axe. Manowar, so heavy I can hardly pick this up. Their 8th album from 1996. It's got Brothers of Metal, The Gods Made Heavy Metal, it's Manowar. It's like Kiss, a certain amount of cheesy, but still fun, heavy stuff. It's good stuff. It's Manowar. And CDs are so cheap nowadays. You might as well pick them up. This one's more like an import CD. This was hard to find. I had to order this one. 13 songs from Manfred Mann's Earth Band. 20 years of 1971 to 1991. Of course, we know Blinded by the Light, and we know For You. Blind by Light, I think, is positive. It's a Bruce Springsteen song. So ka-ching, ka-ching. You write the songs, you get the money. Yeah, so 13 songs from them. It's really good stuff. Really glad to have this CD. Cop came out a while ago. It was at a sale, and actually, again, a band that I played in Oblivion. It was in a shrink wrap. This is our third and final CD. This is the only thing that we came out full-length wise that just appeared on CD. The album label we were on at the time, Suburban Home, stopped pressing vinyl, so this is not ever out on vinyl. It's only out on CD. Sweatpants USA. It's fun. If it's on shrink wrap, I try to own 2 of everything I've ever played on. It's like the Noah's Ark of music or something. So it's because this was still in shrink, I'm like, oh, I'm going to keep it. I think my other copy's all crapped out and cracked case and all that stuff. Ozzy Osbourne, this is the 13th album, came out in 2022, just last year. This is his most recent one. Ozzy's now 75 years old. I have a bad feeling Ozzy's at the end of the road, but I mean, how can you be what a career. And we all thought he's probably going to expire like in the 80s, so good stuff from Oz. Being still alive. It's probably going to be his last album, I would think. Patient number 9. I did not like The Ordinary Man very much, so I don't, I haven't played this at all yet, so I don't hold too much into this that I'm going to enjoy it. I hope I do, but for me, the first 4 Ozzy albums are so great. Had this book called 1001 Albums You Need to Hear Before You Die, and man, did they praise Pulp. This is their 6th album from 1998 called This Is Hardcore from a band called Pulp, and I could have went without hearing this. It really wasn't that great. It was like this light glam rock. I didn't really like the singer's tone. His voice, I didn't feel that music was that compelling. People will go, I don't know if it's a hipster thing or what, but I don't know. In '98, I guess this was a big thing. Have you heard Pulp's new album? And 1001 Before I Die. Trying to get through it, but I'm discovering there's a lot of that 1001 albums you need to hear before you die that aren't the ones you need to really hear before you die. And Pulp, This Is Hardcore, even though it's a great record cover, I could have lived my whole life without hearing that. Not that great. Sid Vicious and Friends, of course, same old Sid stuff. Either studio sloppy or recorded live sloppy. It's Sid Vicious, but it's fun. So it's like a estate sale, $1 or something. Just picked it up. Last but not least, I did have Ozzy No Rest for the Wicked. I've had that on vinyl ever since it came out. Just bought the CD recently. I was at a store and they had a sale, like purchase 3, get a 4th one free or something. But I think that's in the car. So we'll close it out with this one. This is The Wall. Of course, Pink Floyd, The Wall. This is a CD compilation of a lot of bands, a lot of indie groups, a lot of groups probably never heard of. And they do The Wall. Every band picks a song from The Wall, and it's a 2 CD release. I have the LP release, and I love it so much, but it had a code that it wouldn't work. So in order to get these songs, like I said, into my iTunes and be able to listen to upstairs and all that, I bought the CD. So The Wall, if you ever see this, The Wall Redo by Magnetic Eye Records. I strongly suggest it if you're a fan of Pink Floyd, or if you're a fan of like weird indie rock. This is great stuff. So anyway, hope you found some of the stuff I bought interesting. Again, thanks for all your subscriptions and views and all that. Thanks for your comments. I love always hearing what people have to say. And have a good day. Thanks for watching.